So next question is footnotes. So you can again start with an intro. Why footnote is used? It is used in research, right? So you can simply give one intro on research. That research or study on anything involves literature review. You would read some documents and materials. Here, a researcher mainly tries to read the existing documents or materials on the topic and of the study and get some ideas on how to go about with the study, right? I will read some books, I would read some articles and then plan my research accordingly. But copying someone else's work and taking reference without giving due credit is considered to be unethical. It is not the good practice, and that is termed as plagiarism. This part we have already discussed in citation also, right? So the same thing I have mentioned here. Then you can write what are footnotes. About footnotes you can write. Sometimes while reading a book or an article, we come across little numbers placed at end of some of the sentences, right? You have also used footnotes, I assume, right? Yeah. So there will be footnotes will be given, some small numbers would be there, and they are usually as superscripts, right? This option we use superscripts where number would be placed on top, very small number.
Yes, ma'am.
And correspond with numbers placed at the bottom of the page. If there is number 1, number 2, in that same page you would get 2 footnotes as number 1 and number 2. Sometimes this information will come in the form of citation, but sometimes it will simply present additional notes about the topic at hand. Sometimes you may use footnotes to give credit to somebody else's work, right? If I have read one of your articles, I can mention your name, that article name, journal name, right? And give credit to you. But sometimes I may use footnote to give some information, additional information, or to write something, right? Like a note. Like that also we may use it. Examples of footnote. How in different situations we use footnotes. There are some examples. Some journals or books mention name of the author and give a numbering after that. If you are reading one journal, you would sometimes come across this, that they would just simply write name of the article. If you have written like the concept of legal method in India, they would mention that, and after that they would write your name, and after your name there would be one like footnote. Okay, number 1 will be given. So if you read the footnote, what is that? It is nothing but details about the author, like author's profession, designation, contact details, in which college, university, or office that person is working, right? All those details will be given there. So that is one way of using footnote, where author's details will be given. All right, you can simply remember it like this, that author's details are given. Details about the author. This is the first way of using footnote. Similarly, a footnote may be given to mention an additional comment. What you are doing? Some additional comment you are making. For example, while commenting on a book that is banned in India, maybe I am writing one article and I have written something about a book which is banned in India, or a movie which is banned in India, right? So after name of the book also, I may put one number, and then I can mention in the footnote that this particular book or this particular movie was banned in India. Why? Maybe because of this reason, in this particular year, on this particular date, by notification so and so. Right? You can accordingly write that also. Maybe like TikTok is banned in India. I may give a footnote if I'm writing something on psychology of young students or something. I may give reference to TikTok also, right? That platforms like TikTok did that. And then I can put a footnote and I can mention that TikTok was banned in India along with these many other Chinese apps by Indian government by notification so and so, right? So that is another way of using footnote, where I use it to provide some additional comment on the matter. All right. Next is, while reading a statute or legislation, we often come across footnote. Sometimes these footnotes indicate date when such amendment was made to the statute and the concerned provision was inserted. So sometimes what happened is it is inserted in statutes and legislation. If you are reading Constitution of India, you will see many times they have made footnote, footnote, footnote. Why that is done? To indicate that this particular word or this particular provision was originally not there in Constitution. It was later on inserted by way of some amendment. All right, and that amendment year, date, time, everything will be mentioned in the footnote. All right, so this is mostly applicable for statutes and legislations where something was originally not there, later on by way of amendment it was inserted, that will be mentioned as a footnote. And lastly, footnote may also be used to cite someone else's work, right? This we have already studied. I am referring to your article, I can mention your things as a footnote, that this and that author, this and that article, accordingly I can do. Different methods of footnote. Now we know why footnotes are used. Examples we have seen, 4 different examples. Now different methods of footnote. To maintain uniformity in the style of adding footnotes, there are some specific style guides that are followed by researchers. That means I cannot simply write in my own way. There are different styles that we need to follow. Usually a journal, publisher of a book, publisher of a book or the university will clearly specify footnoting style that should be adopted by the writer, right? If you are willing to send an article in a journal, you would see they would mention that you need to follow this particular style of footnoting. Same happens for your university also. They also will tell you that this is what is the style of footnoting that you need to apply. Why it is done? This helps to ensure that different authors or different authors of a journal or book are following the same footnoting style and there is uniformity throughout the book. So you may follow a different style, I may follow a different style. It will not look good in a journal or a book. If it is uniform, it will be very good and very convenient for the reader. So that is why usually they would specify the mode of citation that you need to use. So there are different footnoting styles like MLA, APA, CMS, etc. that you can mention. All right, these 3 only I have given you. If you can remember the entire name, well and good. Otherwise, you can just mention the abbreviations also. That's completely fine. Okay, then you can give one conclusion that research work or scholarly work published by a writer is often referred to by other prospective writers. If you have already done a study on legal methods and I want to do another study, I may read your work. There is a high possibility of that I read your work. Thus, following a proper uniform footnoting style will save a lot of time of reader in understanding the sources that are cited. If I am reading your article, if I am reading your book, maybe you have given some citations which may be of use for me, right? I may take reference from that and I may try to understand some concepts from there, right? So it's very important that we follow a footnoting style. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.